Welcome back to the show, Reds. This is the Shankly Sessions, the Liverpool podcast we bring you as part of the upper tier offering. If you could subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button, drop a like in the video. This is a match reaction. My first one I've done this season. Galatasaray 1, Liverpool 0. Galatasaray picking up their first win in the Champions League in nearly 7 years at home. Goes to show you the records that we sometimes drop and create. Very, very poor back-to-back defeats. Very passive, very poor in our play, not really at it. Even looked at the interviews beforehand. I was looking at Jeremy Frimpong being interviewed. This guy is normally a jovial, happy kind of guy. He looked like he was crapping himself. Really, really strange. And I just look at the body language even walking out. I know there's obviously a very seriousness to this. It's professional football at the elite level. And you have to be serious at times going out. But no one's enjoying the football. The players aren't enjoying the football. There's no smiles on people's faces, and now we find we're in a situation where we no longer are getting the results to mask the poor performances. I mean, if you think about the season so far, we're 9 games in. Does Slot truly know his formation? Does he truly know his best 9, his best 11? Really, really difficult to look at that and try and figure out what's going on there. So many players underperforming, so many players... I mean, the old cliche, nearly playing for the first time together. And I'm talking about senior players who have been there for a while. Not to single out players and stuff like that, because it is a team. But the team is underperforming so badly. And to throw shade at Isaac or Verts or Gakpo or Konate or whatever it is, we know they're underperforming, but we know the whole team is underperforming. And as I said, struggling. I don't think we've even put a 45 minutes together in the first 9 games where we could turn around and say, that's it. We had a reasonable performance against Atletico Madrid. We've seen little kind of shades of what we can do and stuff like that, coming off the back of that Palace game where we were just again allowed ourselves to be bullied by Crystal Palace. Season in, season out, Mateta just absolutely bullies Konate every single game. And yet we don't learn from it and we don't fix up from it. Konate, I have to say, looks all over the place, the contractual issues and stuff like that. And then the real kicker is you drop an L like that, you drop a performance like that, and then the narrative coming out from Liverpool, they mustn't understand it. They're not reading the room, that they're close to him accepting a new contract. And I just, for me, I just don't get it, Some people calling for Konate to be dropped and Joe Gomez to come in. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about that? Is it an option? Is it not an option? I'm not too sure. Arne Slot at the moment, you look at last season and how we played last season. We were slightly passive and patient in our play, but we were always in control of games. If you look at the games that we played in, I said it so many times last season, even out of possession, we were always in control of the games. This time there's an anxiety about us. There's a lack of confidence. You see it in the players even walking out. They're walking out on the pitch. Their shoulders are on the turf. And you look at a lot of the performance this season. And a lot of pressure on this season, obviously, on the team. Because last season, there was that kind of opportunity where you could get away with it a little bit if you didn't win the league or whatever. I know the way it panned out, obviously we were going to win it, but we could have got away with it. Klopp exiting the building, Slot's first season, we didn't really make any signings, all that kind of stuff. But because we didn't make any signings, we didn't give the gaffer too many options to tinker and change things and get a lot of things going on in his mind. The first 11 most weeks, week in, week out, bar injury, picked itself. But this season now, with the window that we've had, 1, the expectations have gone through the roof. 2, we were expected to play this unbelievable football, that we were going to go somewhere in between the patience and the heavy metal football, and it was going to be slick and we were going to blow teams away, blah, 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 blah. And Isaac was going to come in and he was going to deliver what Darwin failed to do and all this kind of stuff. And the one thing you have to say in that Isaac area, and I was listening to a point Hussam made it last night on the football terrace, all we want is for someone to create the chances that we created for Darwin Núñez, and Alexander Isaac will bag like crazy. But yeah, a difficult 2 games. Slot's in-game management as well is a little bit questionable and stuff like that. You see the way he's moving bodies around into different positions in-game. Normally his in-game management and the way he has changed things to get results over the line last season was very, very good. This season looks like it's a little bit confusing on the players. You've Dominic Szoboszlai at some stages playing 3 different positions in a game. You know, Vert's in the 10, then he's suddenly in the left side, left wing, and then all of a sudden you see him cropping up so deep for a 10 who's supposed to be picking up the ball and making the play happen. He's picking up the ball in the DM role more often than not, and he has so much to do. Physically, he's struggling to adjust to the league because he's getting beat up a little bit out there. And remember, no disrespect to Galatasaray, huge win for them and stuff like that and all, but this is not a good Galatasaray side. It's a Galatasaray side that beat us over a penalty decision, you know. And yes, we gave them a few chances, and Alisson had to come up trumps, and of course Alisson being injured now is a huge blow for Saturday against Chelsea, and obviously Ekitike, so we wait and see what comes out of that. You know, as Liverpool fans now we're hoping for international breaks to come around so these boys can go off, change of scenery, reset, and maybe come back and stuff like that and all. But it's horrible at the moment, and the Chelsea game now is absolutely massive. And you look at that midfield and the way it's operating at the moment, and how easy it's played through, and how easy that left side is played through as well. And you have Pedro Neto there last night, absolutely outstanding for Chelsea, will absolutely eat us up. And the likes of Endo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo will absolutely eat that midfield up if we don't fix up really quickly. The game last night just felt like it was like a pre-season friendly or something. The players didn't even look fit. You know, the lack of confidence of taking that extra touch, not having that swagger about themselves, and, you know, not having that confidence. I mean, we're levels above that team. There's no reason for that result last night. Whatever about what happens at Crystal Palace and the winner at the death and all that kind of stuff, and how badly we played, and we probably should have been blown away 4 or 5-0. And to be honest, I think if Galatasaray had a real quality front man, because I think Victor Osimhen, there's questions over him at times in terms of mentality, but I think if they had a Harry Kane up front or something like that, we could have been 3 or 4-0 down again. Like, it's crazy, like, it's what's going on, and it's just the play is so disjointed. The players don't look happy. I don't know whether they're not happy with the system. I don't know whether it's Slot's approach this season, the way at times he's pinpointing the players or whatever it is and stuff like that. His own in-game management at the moment is quite questionable. So there's a lot of stuff going on at the moment there that doesn't kind of fit right. I think there's a lot of emotion spilling over at times. I think you can feel the pressure on the players, where they know this season is a big season where they feel like they have to deliver. I mean, obviously, the tragedy of Diogo Jota passing away and stuff like that, and obviously they would like this season to be in memory of Diogo Jota and win a number of pieces of silverware and all that kind of stuff, and there's that pressure. You know, I akin Liverpool, and I was thinking about it last night while lying in bed, and I was thinking about that Rocky movie. I think it's Rocky 2, where he's going the second time against Apollo Creed, and Adrian gets sick. She's having the baby, and she's in pregnancy, and she's not well after having the baby. She's kind of in a coma kind of thing. And Rocky can't train, and he can't focus, and he's not going to the gym because that's where his priority is. And the next minute they're sitting in the room, and Adrian wakes up and she tells Rocky to go and win. And the light bulb goes off and Rocky's eyes light up. And I think that's what we're kind of missing at the moment, you know what I mean? I think at times we kind of were a little bit afraid. Now, that's a hostile atmosphere last night as well, but we should be well used to that. We have experience in that kind of situation and stuff. And we should know well that, like, it doesn't matter what the hostile atmosphere is. And we seen what happened the night before in the hotel as well. We should be going out onto that pitch, and we should be professional, and we should blow them away in 15-20 minutes and shut that crowd down. That's what we should be doing. But you see, at the start of the match, it's chaotic, and straight away you have Van Dijk calming things down. Here he is with the arms calming things down. That sends a message. That sends a message that we're already shitting ourselves, and it's not a good message to send in a situation like that and all. But there's no reason whatsoever in a situation like that. Now listen, there's plenty of work to be done. We are trying to bed players in. We have signed a number of players, and we're still trying to figure out as we go the 4-3-3, the 4-2-3-1, the in-game changes, all that kind of stuff. But we've got to do way better. The levels have to be much better. That performance last night will get beaten at the Bridge on Saturday. And if it does, then we're going into an international break on the back of 3 defeats, and we'll probably be second or third in the league or whatever it is. And that's not a good look at all. And that's not where we want to be. And I think a huge amount of work needs to be done between now and Saturday with Slot. And I think a lot of it is not just physical. I think a lot of it is mental as well. I think he needs to sit down with these players and they need to have a real harsh chat about what's going on in terms of the mentality of going out there and stuff like that. Because what happens is the burden of the mentality that's going on at the moment is manifesting itself in the physicality of the moment. I was saying Dominic Szoboszlai a couple of times last night when balls come in between him and a Galatasaray player backing off, nearly in fear. I was saying players pulling out of tackles. I was saying players take extra touches. I was saying players making poor decisions. So there's a lot going on there at the moment. And even in that we still created. Isaac with that chance, that one amazing ball. And just shins it wide. It can happen, you know. But he needs to get going. Wirtz needs to get going. But we need to play in a way that allows them to bring out the best of their abilities to get going. And I think at the moment we're struggling with this kind of new place we find ourselves in, where we have options, where we have players, where we have a different style of play, where the opportunity to play in a different way, the opportunity to attack teams in a different way. Tough one to bear, but the beauty of the new format in the Champions League is you can drop it now like that, but then you have to fix up real quick. Remember, we've got Chelsea coming up, we've got Man United then after the break, we've big games coming up. Look at Marseille last night, blowing teams away. Real Madrid, blowing teams away. We're not playing like that, and we're 9 games in now. At 9 games in, plus the pre-season we had, we should have our rhythm now. We should have a pattern of play. We should be looking the way we'd want us to look. We should be putting in a performance, not just the wins. Obviously we want the wins, and like we said, by not getting the wins now the last 2 games, it exposes the performance as well. Whereas if you're winning, you can always mask it on the basis, well, this is what champions do. When they're not playing well, they still win. But that's not going to last too long. Lots of questions coming out about the manager. Stupid Liverpool fans out there as well on X. Really fix up, guys. You really got to fix up, and you got to do better, because you're starting to sound like other fan bases as well that we pan off on a regular basis. Look, questions over Arnie Slot. There's not questions over Arnie Slot. There's questions over the way in which we're maybe deploying some tactics and systems and stuff like that and all. You can't have questions over Arnie Slot. Don't be absolutely stupid, you know. I think with Wirtz and Ekitike and Isaac, Ekitike has been very good. Obviously we're going to miss him if he's now injured. Hopefully he's not badly injured and it's just a tweak. But I think with Isaac and Wirtz, I don't think we're playing to their strengths, and I think until we play to their strengths, I think it's very hard to judge them. I think it's very unfair. And I think, yeah, there's a lot of pressure there because of the price tag and the cost and all that kind of stuff. But it's a human being walking out onto the pitch to kick football. It's not 120 million. The ball doesn't know that. Your legs don't know that. You know what I mean? And that adds that bit of extra pressure. But I think we need to find a way. It's like we need to go find ourselves again. And I know some people have said, well, maybe we need to reset again and go back playing what we did last season and then build from there and build out. And maybe that has a case about it. Maybe it doesn't. Who knows? It's a lot of money to be spending to reset back into that. But no doubt Slot will fix it up. But Saturday now is such a massive game. Massive game. Remember, Chelsea coming off the back, that's a big win for them last night against Benfica. Did really, really well. Pedro Neto was really, really good. Joe Pedro getting sent off obviously was, you know, their 3rd red card in 3 games, which isn't good. But other than that, that was a big win. Benfica, Jose Mourinho going back to the bridge and all. The narrative could have been very different. So we'll roll on. We will be doing a preview, as you know, on Friday night for the Chelsea game. Hopefully the team can fix up. Just want to see a performance, don't we? Just want to see, you know, we cough up the ball so easy. We're caught in possession so easy. We're second questioning ourselves when we're on the ball. Simple things like you look at players like Mo Salah, absolutely world class. The ball is bouncing off him like a trampoline. It's happening with a lot of players. Just loose passes, loose touches. We're not as crisp as we normally are. We're way too passive in our transition. We're getting caught too easy and we used to play out against the press. Now we're getting caught in the press. Too many touches. No urgency in us when we're behind. You know what I mean? We still feel that, eventually we'll create that chance and it'll all work out and stuff like that, but we're playing the ball around at the back as if we're the team that's 1-0 up, seeing the game out. Just not enough attention to those little detail things, that. And if everyone just raises it 10 or 15, 20%, then you'll see a huge difference on the pitch. So hopefully that's what we can fix up for Saturday evening. Never an easy place to go, the Bridge. It's going to be an absolute battle. But hopefully we can fix up Reds. But not a good look at the moment. 2 defeats. Still top of the league though. And still not too much to worry about in terms of the Champions League by dropping an L like that. It's never an easy place to go, but for us at our level, we should be winning there. But we'll go again on Saturday, as we always do. Up the Reds. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button, drop a like in the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments as well. What do you think? What are the issues? What's going on at the moment? And we'll discuss it on Friday night, of course. Cheers folks, have a good week.